Hello there. Greetings from Neptune. It's mid-August 2020, and current temperature at about 10:30 a.m. is 104 outside. Heading for a projected high of 114, which will be another record high for Neptune City, just like yesterday. Power companies told us to conserve power as much as we can so there's no blackouts. So I'm safely inside my command center, and I'm looking first at this album by Sonic Youth called Evil. I put 3 artists together for this video that I think are very closely related sonically and musically in their sound. And those are Sonic Youth, My Bloody Valentine, and Sleigh Bells. Each one starting in a different decade. Sonic Youth in the very early 80s, maybe late 70s, I'm not sure. My Bloody Valentine from the mid to late 80s, and then Sleigh Bells, I think their debut was 2010. All 3 of these groups are, especially Sonic Youth, is often referred to as a noise rock band. I'm looking for the year here. 1984, this came out. There's the group. Thurston Moore and Kim Gordon were a married couple, and he played guitar, she played bass, they both sang. And they stuck with the drummer and the bass, or the other guitar player too. Here they are. Lee Ronaldo is the guitar player, I believe, and Steve Shelley the drummer. The term noise rock is often used to refer to Sonic Youth. Like most labels, I think it's really kind of stupid, because it isn't all rock, noise rock really, but I guess it's just meant to indicate Sonic Youth adds something to the rock sound, traditional rock sound, which is mainly like feedback and fuzzy sound and production. So in addition to their great musicianship and playing, they overlay it with a lot of feedback and stuff like that. So Sonic Youth's Evil. This cover is I've always been fascinated by what it says about the cover. Cover girl is credited as Long Leg, and it says from Submit to Me, or Some Bit to Me, a film by Richard Kern. I don't know who that is. Really fierce look on her face there, though, and of course Evil is love backwards. It's a fantastic album. Madonna, Sean and Me is one of their best, but all these really classic Sonic Youth in their early era. And then their follow-up to that was equally amazing. It's called Sister. And here's the track list there. Every song just a rip-roaring good rock and roll, noise rock type of sound. Here's a kind of a side project or offshoot called Saucony Youth. Losing the focus here. Maybe if I take that away. Saucony Youth, the Whitey album. This came out right after Sister. And Saucony, if you didn't know, is Madonna's real name, and that's a close-up version, image of Madonna. It's the Whitey album, and why Madonna? There's 2, I think, Madonna cover tunes on here. These are all just really weird kind of experiments. Some of them I think are karaoke renditions of songs. So Into the Groovy is Sonic Youth's manipulation of Into the Groove. And then Burnin' Up is also a Madonna song sung by Mike Watt from the Minutemen here. Addicted to Love, yeah, that's the Robert Palmer song. I believe Kim sings that karaoke style. And just a great fun side of Sonic Youth, apart from, I think these are fans, just different from what you would hear on most of the rest of their stuff. So I've always always like this. And then right after that came what's really, I guess, their breakthrough album, Daydream Nation, originally a double album. And this was, I think, their first one released on a major label, Geffen Records. These other ones were on, I think, SST. Well, this was a reissue of this, so it says Geffen, but yeah, originally I believe it was SST, a more independent label. But here, like a lot of double albums do, is why I like a lot of them. Sonic Youth were really able to expand their sound with longer songs and a whole suite here towards at the end of it. And so this was '88, and then after this they released a string of excellent albums all the way through the 2000s. The only one of those that I have is this one that I got from iTunes. It's called The Eternal. I think it was from '09. And this turned out to be the last Sonic Youth album because right around just after this, Kim and Thurston announced that they were splitting up. And thus, pretty much, that was the end of the band. Sonic Youth has never released anything after that. So one of rock's coolest couples that were together for, I don't know, 30 years or so, they divorced. Here's Kim's story, not just about that, but about her whole life and other things that she did. But obviously a lot about Sonic Youth too. And what she says about the breakup here is that he was cheating on her, having an affair with, I think, it was a much younger woman, and it was someone who I think worked in their organization somehow, so someone known to her. And she says she found out about it through text messages. So after the breakup, both of the band and of the marriage, the other members are still making music, really good music. In fact, Thurston Moore always, even when Sonic Youth was active, would collaborate with other artists. And he's got some solo albums that he's put out too. And then Kim Gordon, I think just earlier this year, put out her very first solo album. And that includes a lot of modern production and electronics and things, in addition to the guitar-based sound that we would want to hear from Kim Gordon. She's also one of the rock's greatest singers, greatest female singers, but greatest singers, period. He's got a really cool kind of whispery voice a lot of times. So I don't remember what Kim's solo album is called, but it's really a good one and worth checking out, as is this book. It's an interesting story of her up to this point. Okay, so Sonic Youth was a band that I loved right from the mid-'80s on, up until present day. And then a few years after that, towards the late '80s, came My Bloody Valentine. And this is a reissue of EPs starting from '88 through '91. My Bloody Valentine, I'm going to say they're Scottish, I think, from Scotland. And I include them in the lineage starting with Sonic Youth because to me they are a noise rock band. They too have a lot of feedback and loud guitar noises all through all their songs. Also, like Sonic Youth, they have a female singer who shares vocals with the male singer. The driving force between My Bloody Valentine is a guy named Kevin Shields, who I think is here. And then there's a singer named Belinda Butcher, who sometimes they both sing on the same song, sometimes it's one or the other, but it's something that kind of adds to the sonic similarity between this band and Sonic Youth. And My Bloody Valentine is more known for its shoegaze. It's considered really the first and still best shoegaze band of any era, having almost invented the genre. And that just means loud droning guitars, repetitive song structures. I'm looking here. Oh, here's the track list. So these EPs included songs that were on their first album, which I'll show in a second, and also their follow-up, which is the all-time classic Loveless. So a 2 CD set here collecting those early EPs. And then here is Isn't Anything. It's their first album from, I think, 88. Reissued here in 2012. Interesting to see where they were going. This isn't quite the achievement that the next one is, Loveless, but you can definitely see the seeds, and in some cases, some songs that could appear on that second album. Kevin Shields is the principal songwriter and the producer, I think. Here's the personnel. So Shields there, Belinda Butcher. He had another woman in the band too for a long time, Deb, there playing bass, and I believe that credit for the drums, I think that's a drum machine. So My Bloody Valentine were famous for playing ear-piercingly loud concerts and just totally enveloping their audience in their overwhelming wall of sound, of guitar sound and feedback. So this is it's heading in the direction that would then appear on Loveless. This is one of my oldest CDs. It's from that time. Still listen to this all the time. And then here's the reissue of it from the same years that the other ones I just showed. Right, so all these songs, this whole album to me from start to finish is like a symphony of guitar sound, with dreamy, kind of echoey noises through with the vocals and the music. Very repetitive song structures, soothing, but at the same time, loud and noisy. So this is really Loveless, considered an all-time classic, not just by me, but in all of rock, I would say. And then it only took 22 years to follow up with this, MBV. Kevin Shields is known as a obsessive guy in the studio. Will just work for days, months, years on getting the exact right sound that he wants. So it took him that long to come up with this. This was 2013, and this is their last release to this date of 2020. This is a great album. It's a very worthy successor to Loveless, and won't disappoint any My Bloody Valentine fan who hasn't heard this. So that's the complete My Bloody Valentine collection. Link 2 in the chain of noise rock groups that I'm talking about here. And then the third group that I like a whole lot is called Sleigh Bells. And Sleigh Bells debuted in 2010, I think, with this album Treats. Just like the other two groups, there's a female vocalist, very, very heavy guitar sounds, lots of feedback, lots of noise. Sleigh Bells adds in some songs almost hip-hop beats played by a drum machine, and in most of their other songs more traditional rock sounds. But this, like Loveless, I would call this an all-time classic, even though it's relatively young. But Sleigh Bells Treats, even visually, I like the way that the album cover here. This is a picture disc, by the way, that I got at the show that I saw them at. They opened for LCD Sound System. Great show. So Treats, this reminds me a lot, their sound and this album cover reminds me, and the name, all remind me of Jesus and Mary Chain's Psycho Candy, which was kind of equally a mixture of sweet rock melodies buried under an avalanche of feedback and noise. So here, got a group of cheerleaders, but their faces are distorted. I think it's a perfect visual metaphor for the music that Sleigh Bells does. Really captured it perfectly there. Here's the track list for it. These are all very hard rockin' songs, with the exception of the great ballad Real Real, which is really beautifully sung. And here the band consists only of two members, Derek Miller, who does the guitar playing and I think most of the producing, and Alexis Krauss. Derek was in a hardcore band before this, and Alexis was an aspiring pop star, sang in a girl group. I don't remember the names of either of their earlier groups, but there's videos of all of them. But they got together for Sleigh Bells and have been together ever since, although no new music in the past 4 years. Not sure what's going on there. But this is a picture disc of the album. Again, I got it as a souvenir at the concert. I believe that was at the Palms Hotel Casino. I guess, is that Florida? I don't know. Alright, so that's their first album, Treats, which I also have in this edition, which is a collectible LP edition. There's the two of them. There's Derek and Alexis as children. And same label, or same pictures on the label. They have a great sense of humor in their lyrics and visually. So to put pictures of themselves as children on this extremely heavy sounding, yet at the same time pleasingly melodic album is brilliant. And this came as a special feature. Looks like it was written in crayon, but the lyrics to all the songs. I believe this is a still from the video for Real Real. As I say, it's a beautiful ballad, but a lot of their videos are very gory and bloody, and in this one she kills Derek and shoves him out the passenger side of a moving car, leaves him for dead. And then this was their follow-up to that. It's called Bitter Rivals. Really good follow-up. Continues along the same lines as the first. So this was 2013. Looks like an aircraft carrier deck there. Here are the inserts for this. So here, Alexis sang everything, Derek played everything. And this is a series of album-sized pictures. Guess that looks like that. Oh, the photo shoot for the cover. Okay. And then this one, the album is clear vinyl. And then I got their third release, same format. This is called Reign of Terror. Wait, you know what? I showed those backwards, I'm pretty sure. I did. So this is 2012. All right. Should have checked myself, but no matter. So this Reign of Terror, I've always remembered this credit here at the bottom, where this is not uncommon for musicians to say that they hear Derek Miller exclusively plays Jackson guitars, and then here Alexis Krauss exclusively eats strawberry Pop-Tarts. Brilliant. And then here's lyrics. And like the others, a series of album-size imagery. kind of military imagery. I notice in their work there too, camo. And here, yeah, here's the album. And that was their, well, what I showed you were their first 3 albums. I don't think they were in the right order, but then their 4th album is called Jessica Rabbit. I don't have any physical copy of that. I'm not sure if they made an edition like these other 3. But that's a great album too, and it has some amazing videos to accompany it. Very dramatic and great sound in all those songs. And then just one last tie-in with something else in my collection. Sleigh Bells started off on record label, I think owned or somehow this musician was involved. It's M.I.A. And I'm showing you this because I love the cover. The way it goes back and forth like that. This is an album of hers just called M.I.A. or M.I.A. Date looks like 2010. It's so small. Hard for me to see. I'm pretty sure that's it. So that would have been when Sleigh Bells came out. And on this song, Derek plays with her on this song, Meds and Feds, which is, it sounds exactly like a Sleigh Bells song, but with M.I.A. singing M.I.A. instead of Alexis. All these songs are great. M.I.A. herself is a really interesting artist that I like a lot. I've only got this album that I own, and then this one that I bought and burned, and this is called Matangi. And it had her second biggest song probably is Bad Girls, first being Paper Planes. And she continues to release great music, kind of like a mixture of rock, hip-hop, dance, music from her native Sri Lanka. It's very politically active, and just a real interesting character, M.I.A. Okay, so with her, I will sign off. This was my video on noise rock. Hope you liked it. Thanks for watching, and I will be back soon.